Today we're diving deep into the mysteries and motives of the enigmatic Red-Haired Shanks. Shanks' strength isn't just limited to his mastery of hockey. His power is so immense that it can overwhelm even a Navy admiral. We'll also unravel the secrets of his beloved sword, Gryphon, and his connections to the celestial dragons in the Figueiralnd family. Plus, we'll explore the truth behind the straw hat he inherited from Roger and his true reasons for pursuing the One Piece. Fans in Japan have been fervently discussing these mysteries of Shanks, and we're here to bring a fresh perspective to the table. If you enjoy this video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any different theories or insights, don't hesitate to share them in the comments. Be warned, this video contains spoilers for the latest episodes, so let's get started. Let's start with Shanks' strengths. Mastering all types of hockey, ornament, observation, and conquerors. Shanks is particularly exceptional with his conquerors hockey. He's so strong he can even take down some of Navy vice admirals. It's not just about using conquerors hockey as a weapon. He can overpower vice admirals simply with his intimidating presence. That's what makes him the strongest. But Shanks' power isn't just about defeating foes. He can also control his aura and prevent others from predicting the future. Remember how he suddenly appeared at the Summit War? Maybe he was using this power then. As powerful as Shanks is with his hockey, his beloved sword Gryphon remains a big mystery. What abilities it possesses is still unknown. But I think Gryphon hasn't eaten a devil fruit. According to the naming rule, objects that have consumed devil fruits have specific names. Like Lasso, the gun that ate the dog fruit, model Dachshund. Or Funkfried, the sword that ate the elephant fruit. And Smiley, the poisonous gas that consumed the Sala fruit, model Axolotl. So the things that eat devil fruits have unique names. If Gryphon had eaten a devil fruit, it would have a distinct name. However, considering Gryphon can clash with Mihawk's Black Blade, and even against Marakuma Giri, it's clear it's a high-tier sword. That's enough about his strength. Let's delve into Shanks' history, starting from the beginning. There's so much intrigue around it, especially with his links to the Figueiralnd family. Next up, we're piecing together what we know about Shanks' lineage. It's highly likely that Shanks was born in God's Valley, since he was found there. Sure, there's a chance he was born on some island in the West Blue and ended up in God's Valley, but still. Interestingly, in the film Red Handouts, it's hinted that Buggy was also found in God Valley. There were 2 crying sounds when they were found. Now, about Shanks. Based on the movie info and the content of One Piece chapter 1092, it seems more and more likely he's from the Figueiralnd family, who are celestial dragons. Chapter 1092 didn't just confirm the Figueiralnd family connection, it's confirmed he's a celestial dragon. The celestial dragons were asking for lobsters. It is well known that there is foreshadowing in favorite foods, and Shanks loves lobsters, a fact well known to fans. Coincidence? Maybe not. Doflamingo is also a big fan of lobsters. Just requesting lobsters doesn't prove it's a favorite, but until the fight on Egghead Island, characters like Admiral Kizaru and the 5 Elders were seen enjoying their favorite foods. So asking for lobster in this context might mean they really like it. Plus, one of the 5 Elders even mutters, even if she is of the Figueiralnd bloodline. This suggests a link. Uda equals Shanks' daughter, Shanks equals Figueiralnd family. So it seems Shanks is from the Figueiralnd family, and thus a celestial dragon. He's been seen meeting with the 5 Elders without being captured. And Sengoku treats him specially. Maybe the Figueiralnd family is something unique. They were once active in God Valley, and now hold a high position as the supreme commander of the Holy Knights, capable of judging celestial dragons. Perhaps they're the only family line that can do so. Today we're diving into the era before Roger became the Pirate King. It's all about Shanks' growth alongside Buggy and his encounter with Teach from the Whitebeard Pirates. Throughout this period, Shanks was nurtured and grew among Roger's crew. A key point here is figuring out who passed down the iconic straw hat to him. It's commonly believed that Roger handed it down, but it's actually quite complex. From the God Valley incident, we know that Roger wasn't wearing the straw hat. This comes from Sengoku's memory, so there's a chance he might be mistaken. However, if this memory is accurate, then it's odd Roger wasn't wearing the hat after meeting Shanks post-God Valley incident. There are 2 main theories here. The first is that the hat was entrusted to someone else before Shanks, maybe from Roger to someone else, then to Shanks. Buggy, who was also aboard Roger's ship at age 9, didn't seem to know the hat was a legacy from Roger. He treated it just like any other item. This suggests the possibility that it was passed down through someone else, not having a clue that it was from Roger. If Shanks had always treasured it, like Nami does with her belongings, he probably would have asked about its significance. And if it was a direct gift from the captain, Buggy wouldn't have dared to damage it. Well, none of the Straw Hat crew heard about it either, except Nami, so it's possible that no one else did. The second theory is that Roger stopped wearing the straw hat at some point. He wasn't wearing one in God Valley, and he might have entrusted it to Shanks while nurturing him. But this leaves us with the mystery of why Roger stopped wearing it. Did the hat, almost like it had a will of its own, no longer suit Roger? Or did he start keeping it safe after realizing its importance? There are several possibilities, but with scant information, it's hard to say for sure. The fact that Roger wasn't wearing the straw hat during the God Valley incident is intriguing. For now, we rely on Sengoku's memories and will keep you updated as new information emerges. Let's jump back 25 years to when Roger became the Pirate King. Shanks, caring for a sick Buggy with an unexplained fever, didn't make it to Raftel. Remember his line? "If we're going, we'll go on our own ship someday." Despite their constant bickering, Shanks and Buggy shared a deep bond, and that line really highlighted it. Now, about Shanks during this time, there were some foreshadowings. He asked Roger, who had just become Pirate King, a question that made him cry. There are 3 possibilities regarding this. First, Shanks might have learned a secret about his birth. After reaching Raftel and learning everything, Roger could have revealed to Shanks the secret of his birth and the celestial dragons, driving him to tears. The second possibility is that it was because Buggy's illness remained incurable. This theory hints at a past crying scene where a Sea King bites off an arm, possibly a nod to that moment. One Piece often pays homage to its earlier scenes. If this seems deliberately mirrored, it suggests that due to Shanks, Buggy contracted an incurable disease. They might have thought going to Raftel would cure it, but it didn't. It's a bit of a stretch since it's only based on one similar scene, but it's a theory. Lastly, the third possibility is that Shanks cried because Roger decided to turn himself in to protect his crew, including Shanks. This is inferred from what Shanks said at Ace's grave, likening Ace to Captain Roger. Ace confronted a massive organization for his beliefs, just like Roger, who knew history and opposed a huge organization. In One Piece, tears often accompany the passing of wills, so Shanks could have cried when inheriting Roger's will to start the Great Pirate Era by turning himself in. Next up, let's talk about the time depicted in the first volume of One Piece when Shanks was in Fuchsia Village after stealing the Gum Gum fruit. 13 years ago, Shanks swiped the Gum Gum fruit from the ship of Who's Who, visited Fuchsia Village, and embarked on an adventure for a year. But why did Shanks stay in Fuchsia Village? And what was he doing adventuring for a whole year? This period is shrouded in mystery about Shanks. It's purely speculative, but Shanks might have been searching for Ace. I believe Shanks knew Roger had a son. This theory stems from a conversation between Ace and Shanks on Winter Island, where Shanks asked Ace about his father. Although Ace didn't respond, Shanks' expression suggested he knew something. Moreover, Shanks later passed through Shabandi Archipelago on his way back to the New World. Considering this, it's plausible that Shanks knew about the son and was traveling the world looking for Ace. Roger once said, "My son will find the One Piece." And although he didn't know Ace was his son, he seemed aware he had a child. Shanks possibly planned to let Ace eat the Gum Gum fruit. But when Luffy ate the fruit, Shanks returned to the New World. Shanks' knowledge about the Gum Gum fruit and not eating it, and Roger's words about his son finding the One Piece. These suggest that the Gum Gum fruit is the key to finding the One Piece and to fulfill Roger's wish. Shanks may have intended to give the fruit to Ace to help him find the One Piece. But Shanks is also after the One Piece. Interestingly, the word used for his pursuit of the One Piece is take, implying a more aggressive approach. It's possible to get close to the One Piece without actually obtaining it, as Roger's crew did witness it. This leads to the possibility of a showdown between Shanks and Luffy over the One Piece. It's just a theory though, without solid evidence. Now, let's delve into Shanks' involvement in the Summit War 2 years ago. A big question is how he managed to reach Marineford in just one day. There's a possibility he rushed over after a skirmish with Kaido, but normally it takes at least 3 to 4 days for pirates to prepare their ships with coating, pass through Fishman Island, and then head for Marineford. This means that it would take at least 3 to 4 days, and even if the ship was coated from the beginning, it would have to dive 10,000 meters deep. The Marine's surprise at his arrival hints at the extraordinary effort it would have taken to travel that fast. The skirmish with Kaido might not be a fabrication. Kaido didn't have any injuries, suggesting they didn't clash seriously. However, in the anime, Kaido mentions being interrupted by red hair. Given Kaido's own words, the skirmish likely did happen. There are several theories about how Shanks got to Marineford so quickly, being carried by a dragon, teleportation, or Gryphon's abilities. But I think he traveled over the Red Line. This is inferred from the near certain information about Shanks' origins. He is from a celestial dragon family, specifically the powerful Saint Figueiralnd. Using his authority, he could traverse the Red Line to the first half of the Grand Line without needing to coat his ship. In an emergency, he would likely use his powers without hesitation, which explains how he made it to the Summit War on time. So, Shanks was originally waiting for the first half of the Grand Line for the Summit War, but had to handle Kaido's unsettling movements. He then crossed the Red Line into the New World, where he and his underling pirates stopped Kaido. After that, he returned to the first half of the Grand Line via the Red Line. While there are various theories involving devil fruits or Gryphon's abilities, knowing about Shanks' celestial dragon lineage and Figueiralnd blood makes this the most plausible explanation. Next, let's talk about a certain pirate mentioned 2 years later. Who could this be? The most likely candidate is Blackbeard. First, consider the unusual increase in Blackbeard's bounty. Actually, after Wano Country, Blackbeard's bounty has gone up in a strange way. After the Wano Country arc, his bounty rose to 39.96 billion berries, a significant jump from 22.476 billion at the time of the Reverie. Though it feels like a long time to readers passing nearly 5 years, not much time has passed in the One Piece world. I can see why it would increase if he caused some incidents, like Luffy or Buggy, but an increase of nearly 20 billion without causing any major incidents is unusual. Additionally, while unconfirmed, Blackbeard seems interested in making Hachinosu a member country and aims for global domination. We know Shanks has been gathering information, especially after his clash with Kid. He might have informed the 5 elders about Blackbeard's ambitions. It's not far-fetched to think Shanks has been closely monitoring Blackbeard, given his actions since the Summit War to maintain world balance. So I believe the pirate Shanks referred to is Blackbeard. Finally, let's ponder why Shanks is after the One Piece. Sure, it's normal for a pirate to chase a legendary treasure One Piece, right? But with Shanks, it's a bit of a mystery. He left his straw hat with Luffy, and he said he left New Era to Whitebeard. And also it seems he's put his faith in Luffy to shape this new era. So why would he go after the One Piece himself? This is speculative, but the first possibility is that he wants the treasure for himself. It's natural for any pirate to desire such riches. The second possibility is that he's aiming for the One Piece for Luffy's sake. As mentioned earlier, Shanks has entrusted the new era to Luffy. It might be inconvenient for him if someone other than Luffy gets the One Piece. Given that the treasure is said to turn the world upside down, it'd be too dangerous in the hands of someone like Blackbeard. Shanks might be aiming to safeguard the One Piece, ensuring that even if Luffy finds it, it won't fall into the wrong hands and be misused. This theory seems quite plausible. Is Shanks seeking the One Piece for himself, for Captain Roger, or to protect the new era that Luffy will usher in? It's a fascinating point of speculation. And that wraps up our discussion on Shanks. If any new information about him comes up, I'd love to hear it. That's all for today. This channel posts summaries, explanations, and ranking videos related to One Piece. If you like One Piece, we would be happy if you could support us by subscribing to our channel and commenting. Thanks for watching till the end. See you in the next video.